Guys, this is Travis with Beyond Bipolar Blog. Today I want to review another video. I'm sorry you can't see me reacting to this video, but I've already did a video of Cory's. I reacted to one of his videos before, and I'm just going to react to another one. I think this one's important since he just been diagnosed with schizoaffective bipolar type. I figured I'd just watch it now.
I wanted to do a quick video real quick while this stuff is fresh in my head. I am at Mike's house tonight. It's Wednesday the 26th. It's getting close to 8:30 in the evening. We just had dinner not too long ago. And I'm spending the night here tonight because tomorrow Mike and Jessica and a couple other people are going to be leaving to go to Arizona. So they're going to be there for a few days. So we're not going to be seeing each other for a few days. So we're visiting now. So I hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's Wednesday evening, just a couple days till the weekend. I hope everybody's week is going good so far. But what I wanted to talk about real quick while it's, before I get too tired or anything, is my recent psychiatry appointment. We touched on things that we've never discussed before with my new doctor. His name is Mike. He's from Hope Network, my mental health agency. And what we talked about was the possibility of bipolar disorder, basically. And he doesn't think I'm like full on bipolar. He agrees that it's a form of schizoaffective disorder. But bipolar disorder does run in my mom's half of the family. My mom has it pretty severely, and that's really made things difficult with my relationship with her and stuff like that. But I got honest with my psychiatrist because I decided to discuss things that I've never told him before because he was new, and I just didn't really feel that comfortable with it. But it just,
I hate to say it, I think honesty is the best thing you could do for yourself when it comes to mental health. If the psychiatrist or therapist isn't working for you, you got to keep trying to find the best one for you. But it seems like this guy has just seen another psychiatrist since it changes every few often due to his insurance, since it's covered by this organization. But anyway, I just want to say I'm glad he's open. He talks about his mental health.
Last appointment where we changed to the Rexulti almost a week ago from today. I told him a lot more information than what I normally do, and basically, he kind of changed my diagnosis a little bit. So there's two types of schizoaffective disorder. There's depressive type and there's bipolar type. And most of the doctors I've talked to think that it's depressive type. But Mike is actually leaning more towards bipolar type. He does think that there's a good possibility that I could have inherited my mother's bipolar disorder, which is a very good...
No, there's nothing wrong with inheriting your parents' genetics. It sometimes sucks, but I'm glad he's open to the idea that he does have bipolar disorder, because if it runs in the family, then likely you may actually possibly have it.
Very good possibility. I mean, it runs in the family, like I said, and it would not surprise me at all if I did inherit my mom's bipolar disorder. And I've been showing bipolar symptoms, which is kind of what's concerning him. I don't want to go into great detail about what symptoms I'm having and what exactly is going on right now. But, he does think that the Rexulti could help with that. I don't want to go into too much details, but I've been having some anger issues lately and some rages.
It's very common for people with bipolar disorder to have mixed episodes. This is kind of like where you might be manic and then you might have an aggressive tendencies. You might get abusive verbally. You might actually be more violent. But for me, I experienced this too in 2012, especially when I was off medications. He does talk about how he started maybe possibly trying a mood stabilizer, but the Rexulti is an antipsychotic. I'd never been on that one. That's maybe the few I'd never tried, besides, also Vraylar. But I still feel that in the end, generally, a mood stabilizer can definitely help. When I took it in 2012, I started on a mood stabilizer, and then 2014, I was on antipsychotic. I feel the mood stabilizer made me more depressed. Like, I was on lithium for a while, but the first time I tried Depakote and I was allergic to it, it caused anaphylactic, swelling in my throat, and I ended up getting off that due to the allergic reaction.
That I really want to get under control because, I just got this new apartment and I don't want to get evicted from this apartment. I did live in subsidized housing before. The first time I lived in Michigan, I lived in it for 5 years at 2 different properties. And the managers of those properties kind of let me get away with a lot of shit. But this manager at this property that I'm at right now is a lot more strict than other property managers I've had at other apartments I've lived at. So I have to keep that in mind. And I want to get things under control so that I don't get evicted. So what we're doing about that, I did talk about this problem with Mike. And what he wants to do is see if the Rexulti will help with that as we taper up, as I titrate up on it. He wants to see if the Rexulti could help because he said these newer antipsychotics that are coming out, you know, Rexulti, Latuda, Abilify, Bryler, all that shit, they're supposed to act as a mood stabilizer as well as an antipsychotic. So it's...
No, this is very true. Antipsychotics can definitely help with stabilizing the mood. But the reason why I decided to go from Latuda plus continuing with a mood stabilizer is because primarily it helped with the suicidal ideations and it did stabilize more of my mood. I was actually pretty depressed, and I feel that even if I was on a mood stabilizer, even if I was on the antipsychotic Latuda and Lamictal, which I am on now, I still feel the benefit came when I was on Cymbalta, which helped to alleviate the aggressive bipolar depressive types. And I was very depressed, and it wasn't until I introduced the antidepressant that really helped stabilize me. Now this is counterintuitive, since it's possible that antidepressants can induce mania, and that can get more worse if it's not treated properly. My first psychiatrist not my first, but several psychiatrists that I was in, wouldn't allow me to go on an antidepressant. Lo and behold, I was in a group home for 90 days. I had 3 hospitalizations within a year and a half, and she pretty much gave up on me because she chose not to allow me to try an antidepressant. And later, I ended up finding another psychiatrist, and he allowed me to get on an antidepressant. That worked wonders. So I found the great psychiatrist. It's gonna find, you know, humans are humans. You're gonna find people that work with you. You're gonna find people that don't work with you. You're gonna find people that agree with you. You're gonna find people that don't agree with you. But you gotta keep searching and find the best one for you. I would like you to try to take charge of your own life and be open and honest to your psychiatrist as much as possible, and even a therapist, because that is more likely to get you where you really want to go. If you're feeling ill and you're afraid to tell your psychiatrist it isn't working, or you're having a side effect and you feel it's not working, just be honest with them. I mean, back in the day, I was so ignorant and reluctant to get on medication because I was full-blown anti-medication. So it took me a couple of years to realize I still need to be on medications, and that's okay. You might go through that time where you deny, but at the same time, as you grow and develop and learn to adjust to your mental health, you may want to get on a medication that might or possibly work for you. And like I said, I've tried 30 different medications, and I've been on the same ones, but it's just been recently in 2017 I was last hospitalized because I went off lithium, and it increased suicide ideations until I introduced Lamictal, the mood stabilizer, to help with the suicide ideations. And I discuss about the other reasons why lithium is not the best option for you.
Oh, it's supposed to help me with more schizophrenic symptoms, you know, hearing voices and having hallucinations and that kind of thing. And it's also supposed to act as a mood stabilizer to kind of balance my moods out. So we're going to see how this goes. The next time I see Mike is going to be, I think, the 17th of next month, the 17th of June. And we're going to see how my rages are doing. And what we're hoping is that the Rexulti will have help with them, in that it won't be as big of a problem by the next time I see Mike. But if it is as big of a problem, or it gets worse, we might think about the possibility of a mood stabilizer. And I don't know too much about mood stabilizers. I've never been on.
You know, this is my personal opinion. Depakote, lithium, it is known to cause weight gain. And with lithium, it requires a toxicology test every few often, maybe every 6 months, because if you have too much toxicology in your body of this lithium salt, it could be very toxic for your kidneys, and that could be really bad for you in the long term. Not only that, like I stated before in several videos, is that lithium with toxicology, it's very hard to want to exercise because it's not good for you to sweat a lot because that would dehydrate your body, and you got to always stay hydrated. So it makes intense exercise really problematic, and the fact that it causes increased weight gain or causes increased appetite and slows down the metabolism, that what really sucks about lithium. It's a great gold standard drug. It's been introduced to the mental health field for a very, very long time. In fact, my grandma used to be on it, and you know, I guess I ended up trying it primarily because I wanted to be in a relationship, but that, like I said, is not the gold reason on why you should get on meds. It should be for your own good, for your own benefit, not for someone else to blame if it doesn't work.
Been on one before. I know my mom's been on Trileptal before for her bipolar disorder. That seems to be what works best for her. And I believe I have another bipolar friend who's also on Trileptal. I think that's working out pretty well for them, but I don't know for sure. But and then I know by watching some of your guys' videos, I follow a few bipolar people here on YouTube, and I'm learning a lot from their channels. You know, from you guys here on YouTube, I've heard of Lamictal, I've heard of lithium, you know. So yeah, I don't know too much about mood stabilizers, but hopefully I won't really need one. Hopefully it won't come down to that. But he just wants me to know that it is an option if we see.
You know, I am a big proponent of Lamictal because primarily it doesn't require a toxicology test. You can sweat as much as you want to burn off the calories, and most likely, whether you sweat or not, the increased exercise doesn't trigger any types of poison to your body. And the only problem that I have with it is that you got to titrate up very, very slowly because you can develop a very serious rash, which is called the Steven Johnson rash. I explained this in several other videos, but if you develop this, you develop the allergy and it could kill you. So you want to get off the medication as soon as possible. But the only way to alleviate this problem is to titrate up slow. So you aren't going to feel the effects right away, possibly, since it's going to start at such a low dose. But this is something many people in the mental health realize, that on many drugs you got to start up slow and you got to titrate down slow. So I hope you guys understand that. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of Lamictal, and it's personally a personal decision. I haven't been on Trileptal, so I don't know the effects of that. I just know with lithium and Depakote, they do increase weight gain, and that is the primary reason why so many people get off it. So
see that to be necessary, depending on how this next appointment goes. So that's kind of the situation with that. But yeah, the Rexulti should help with a lot of these issues, you guys. It's a very good antipsychotic medication. The two main things that Rexulti is really known to treat is major depression and schizophrenia. If you're taking it for depression, I think it's kind of meant to be an add-on to your antidepressant. Like, say you're taking an antidepressant for major depression, and it's just not working as well as you thought it would, or it's not working at all, or it's you know, not really helping much with your depression episodes. You might add a small dose of Rexulti onto it, and it's supposed to, like, I guess, boost it up, or, you know, something in the Rexulti is supposed to help with depression. So it's known for that. But I do also think that it could help with bipolar disorder because, I mean, that's kind of what my doctor is saying right now. And I think I may have come across other people with bipolar disorder at some point who have tried this medication. And also, if I remember correctly, I believe I had a friend in Washington when I was living out in the Seattle area. I believe I had a friend out there who was taking Rexulti for borderline personality disorder. And I don't know how long that lasted or if she continued with it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've heard thus far, is it's mainly good for depression and schizophrenia, but I think it might also help with bipolar, borderline personality, maybe PTSD. I don't know. But we're going to see how it goes. If you guys have any experiences with it, let me know. So far, I'm still titrating up. I don't go up to the next dose until this coming Friday, so I'm still going to be on 1 milligram for 2 more days. And it's working out nicely. I don't really know if it's going to work long term or not. Not having any problems with my schizoaffective disorder or anything like that. But yeah, the bipolar thing is really what I wanted to talk about, you guys. And I don't really know if I have ADHD. I think it could just be bipolar disorder from my mom. Because if you guys remember correctly, for those of you who have really followed my channel for a long time now, last year around this time, I did some videos about ADHD.
ADHD and bipolar can be very, very difficult to treat because ADHD, like Adderall, is a stimulant, and that it can induce mania or suicidal ideations because of the manic characteristics it causes when you do take Adderall or some other stimulant. So it's very tricky. I just hope this guy, Cody or Cory, is able to get this figured out.
And how I thought at the time that me and my mom both had ADHD for certain reasons that were happening at that time. But now I'm kind of, my opinion is kind of changing. I don't think it's ADHD. I think it's a touch of bipolar disorder, because my mom's doctor, who she's been working with at Pine Rest, her doctor there, she asked him about the ADHD thing, and he said that based on the times he's talked to her, her situation seems more like bipolar than it does ADHD. So that leads me to think my mom's bipolar. And then after me talking to my doctor at Hope Network, that leads me to believe that I could have a touch of bipolar disorder myself, you know. I mean, my diagnosis is still schizoaffective disorder, but it's changed. It's no longer depressive type, it's bipolar type. And I guess Mike's not the only doctor who's noticed this. He said that he looked at my charts, and somewhere in my history, there was actually one other doctor who thought that too, because he said one other person wrote down bipolar type 2. And that was back in 2019, I think he said, which would have been shortly after I moved back to Michigan and shortly after I started my mental health treatment at Hope Network. So those are some thoughts on it. I just wanted to make this video. I probably won't be on here for a while because Mike's going out of town, and I'm probably not going to be over here while he's gone. So I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll probably be back with another update on the Rexulti sometime next week. So thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, so guys, his name is Cory Modeleski. He has 88 subscribers, so please subscribe to this guy if you have schizoaffective or bipolar disorder. I stated it before, to recap, on Latuda, antipsychotic, Lamictal, mood stabilizer, and Zymbalta, which is antidepressant. So I'm on all three of them, and I think that cocktail works wonders for me. But for this guy, it seems like he's new to the game when it comes to mood stabilizers. Like I said, lithium can be very toxic in high quantities to the body, and you can't sweat a lot, else you'll induce dehydration, which increases the poison inside the body. Like I said, you do have to worry about taking the toxicology test. And although the thing is, you can go up on lithium primarily, and the lower dose can seem to help you and benefit you in the end. But most people who are on Depakote or lithium, it does increase weight gain. So this is the reason why they get off of it, not because of the toxicology issue. And I'm a proponent of Lamictal just because primarily, even though you gotta go up slow, it works wonders for me. It helped cut the suicidations. And in addition to which lithium helped, was the aggressive, angry, very mean tone that I have with other people. It really damaged my relationships, was the anger, because the mixed episodes felt like a toxic feeling where you are somewhat manic, have this very high feeling, this high aggressive feeling, and then you get angry. It's a point where you're just aggravated, you're irritated, and this happens in most likely bipolar type, not necessarily depression. With depression, you're low on energy, but with this high anxiety, this high aggressive attitude, it's very common in mania and mixed episodes. So please be aware of this. I hope you guys comment, like, and subscribe to him and my channel as well. This is Travis Balitz with Beyond Bipolar blog. Please hit the bell button if you want to see future videos. I'm sorry that I'm not able to show my reaction or my face on the camera. I'm here at the library trying to upload another video, and I figured that's really important for this guy to hear my opinion on it. So take care, have a good one, bye.